Hey folks, welcome back. Rudy, Alpha Investments. Just gonna report some news here in the collectible world. A little bit of magic, but mostly today, flesh and blood news. I'm sure a lot of people are just gonna be angry, and feel free to watch and check back on this video in a few days. Watch the thumbs down and watch the market emotion and reaction flow. It's quite fascinating, everybody. Simply put, I'm here to report on just interesting information as far as what's happening with the Flesh and Blood card game in the United States and around the world with distribution, and as far as the product goes and what's going on. So, obviously, this is becoming a very turbulent, very emotionally charged response topic because of what's going on now. As the game continues to really kind of stretch at a faster than anticipated rate than any of us expected, we're seeing a lot of growing pains and emotional anger, frustration in the end of 2020 here. So obviously, if you haven't heard, the Welcome to Wraith booster boxes, some people call them Welcome to Wrath, I still call it Wraith, but the original WTR booster boxes, the original first edition alpha printing boxes are long gone. Channel Fireball has been on eBay selling theirs at $8.99 a box for the last probably 45, 60 days. In the last week, a deal was struck with a private investor in the United States, and this individual pretty much struck a deal to buy the majority of their position with rights to buy additional of them. Per the request of the individual and other people, they don't want their name to be involved, but many people have apparently there's already videos of the individual filming on other social media platforms showing his pallets and product, which apparently looks pretty cool. Fortunately, not on Facebook. I'd like to see the video. It sounds pretty neat, though. On the news of this, obviously, with that kind of benchmark pricing on eBay being pulled down, the WTR First Edition Alpha boxes have been that glass ceiling has been removed, and we're starting to see upward pressure again on the box prices. As of the filming of this video, the box prices are pushed up to about $2,000 per booster box for the original Alpha printing. Keep in mind, again, the way this has been all engineered is that the First Edition Alpha printing boxes versus the Unlimited version, they both have the same cards in the box. So all day long, you can buy a normal $75 booster box on eBay, and you can play the game and enjoy it. Doesn't impact anything. This is the collector investor side if you want the First Edition version. Remember, the only difference is you get one cold foiled card essentially per box. Although some people claim that they didn't get some in some boxes, some people claim they got extras. But you're supposed to get one per box. This cold foil, pool within that box is pretty much either going to be a crappy one that's going to be worth like $50, or you're going to hit the holy grail and it's worth $5,000, $10,000 if you hit the super mega lottery kind of thing on there. And essentially that's driving a lot of investors, speculation, collectors, and people who want to collect all the original cold foils and all this stuff. Based on this information, the market's been in kind of a frenzy. I kind of sent out a message to the patrons about 48 hours ago, 2 days ago, to kind of just give a heads up of what's going on. By the time this video goes live, I wouldn't be surprised if the booster box price goes from that $1,700 to $2,000 a box and actually continues to push higher for the original first alpha printing of the box. Now, jump over to the second box. Remember, everybody, for those of you not familiar with what's going on here, there are 3 boxes in existence in the Flesh and Blood world. You've got the original WTR, also known as Welcome to Wraith, Welcome to Wrath, whatever you want to call it, depending where you are in the world. You have the second set, Arcane Rising, known as the purple boxes. You got the third set, known as Crucible of War, also known as the yellow boxes. So you got the original black boxes, you got the second set that came out, the purple boxes, you got the third set called the Crucible boxes, which are yellow. So you got the original blacks, you got purples, and you got yellows. Those are the 3 sets right now. Next year, we're expected to have this monster Monarch release, but we'll get into that another time in the future here. But right now, that's what's going on, everybody. Okay? Remember, if you don't want to spend a lot of money, you just want to enjoy the game, or at this point, if you're simply just like, what the heck is going on? Why is Rudy shilling for this stuff? Is he Rudy own the company? Why does this game matter? Honestly, if you want an honest opinion, seriously, go buy some cheap little thing, get some cheap common cards, or whatever you want to do. Go somewhere, find someone, or just try the game. Play it. That's all I have to say. If you don't like it, bash me, walk away, no big deal. And if you want to play it cheaply and not spend a lot of money, that's why they've got unlimited cheap versions where everybody can buy and play cheaply. That's why it's engineered this way so that the cards don't get out of reach. You don't need a $10,000 cold foil first edition to play the game. Actually, believe it or not, most of the good cards in Flesh and Blood are actually common uncommons. Most decks and most cards needed are essentially common cards. The commons in the game are actually kind of impressively overpowered for the common slot. Kind of interesting. So, and again, that could change in the future when there's more heroes, more classes, more interactions, and maybe different type of resource management, and they kind of make more kind of fancy shenanigans in the engineering side of the game. So, Just laying that out there. So that's kind of what's going on. As far as the second set goes, Arcane Rising, again, as of the filming of this video, the boxes were kind of usually around 300 to 400. Then they were around 500 range. Last I saw, they're spiking to 600, 700. By the time you watch the video, it's probably going to be around $1,000 a box. Why? Because there's just... Look, the game was designed a year ago, okay? Let me give you guys a backstory, and I'll have more videos. I try to do at least one video a week just to keep everybody in the loop on what's going on. Let me be blunt with you all. You know, I got involved with this stuff at the very beginning because I believed in the game. I get approached and pitched new products, new card games on a weekly basis. Literally, probably once a week. It's very, very rare that something comes along that's really well engineered, balanced, and actually has a lot of resources and planning and actually has a pipeline set up with releases and future product for years to come. It's very unlikely because it's very expensive. And I'll be honest with you, most people who try to make a new card game, they suck. The game's just not that good. And then if they got one good product, it does well, there's nothing else lined up, it falls and stales and just screws up. Or the game gets greedy, they screw it up, and you become Force of Will 2.0, and you just screw it up, get slapped with a fish, and then you fall into a basement and you're eating tacos with Rudy. That's kind of the end. So it's very rare that something comes along that I'm like, okay, that's actually kind of impressive. And that's where we're at. That's why over a year ago, when I was first approached with this, I actually went for it. It's the only card game, I did a little bit with Argent Saga and a few of the Exodus, a few other card games, which are still around. Force of Will, Final Fantasy TCG, which, man, I probably should have stuck with the Final Fantasy TCG. I think I screwed that up. Am I right, everybody? Should have stuck with that. I even dumped all my Opus 1, 2, 3. I think I screwed that up. Anyways, it happens. I'm human. Sorry, I know. I'm actually not a meat popsicle. I'm actually a human, and I make mistakes. Don't tell the internet. So, because of this, you have to remember, I've been with this since the beginning. It's going to make a lot of people unhappy because of that, I've been involved with the beginning, and my goal was to help tell people what's out there and help spread the product around. That was the #1 goal. Obviously, if I knew the boxes were going to go to $2,000, $3,000 a box, I wouldn't have sold them all to patrons in like super cheap $50 a box. I would have kept them. Obviously, if I knew that, I would have just literally been like, all right, I'll take the 1,000 boxes. I got 5 for sale. I'm going to keep them all now. If I knew that, that's what I would have done. Because I would have made millions of dollars. But at the same time, remember everybody, I feel one of the reasons the game is taking off is because I was able to distribute the product very cheaply and get a lot of people involved. So it's very difficult to say, well, if I kept it and made millions, well, technically, maybe the game wouldn't have been as successful because we didn't help share it around. So it is a double-edged conversation, so you have to remember that. I truly believe it's a good product. I think as long as the company doesn't screw it up, get greedy, and become Force of Will 2.0 or some other stupid thing, and we can stay the course, and they continue to make good, balanced, creative products like Wizards does, where they have creative new mechanics or style. If they keep it fresh and exciting, a calm, stable pipeline, this is going to be something big in the future. I'm telling you all. I've been shilling for it. You can make fun of me. I've been taking hits on Flesh and Blood now for over a year. People have been bashing me for it. Well, guess what? Literally, the less than 5% of patrons, actually I think it's like 3.5% who actually bought, they've made a fortune. They've made a fortune. Anyways, so based on what I don't want to go on too long. I'm just kind of wound up about it because I can't believe what's happening. I'm probably just as equally, if not more shocked than you all are. I never in a million years thought it was going to go this quick. Never in a million years. And like I said, if I did, I would have kept the product. Am I right? I'd be out in Rudy land on a yacht or something. I've never even owned a boat or a fancy car. I'd be doing that. But the point is, that's where we are. Even the Crucible of War boxes right now, I got one back here on display, mostly because it was defective and the wrapping was messed up on the back. I guess it doesn't really matter. Essentially, look, I feel it's the real deal. Feel free to bash me. A lot of people just thumbs down these type of videos on Flesh and Blood just because they are just automatically wired to be negative. But it's seriously, I stand by the product. I will continue to report on the market news. And I really hope, for the sake of the company and all of us and everybody, there's another game out there that can give Wizards a run for the money in the future because they need competition. We need other choices. And I hope that, I think that would be an amazing future. I think that would be a great thing to have multiple, Wizards, have Magic and Pokemon and all these things running side by side. I think it'll be a good thing. And I think we need to stick with that kind of thing. Until more news comes up, I hope you guys learned something today. And what a ride, am I right?